right. Now we've got another rock star in the house. We got Amanda Darr from Lexus. I tell you,
Awesome.
it's
Hey,
like,
Amanda.
yes,
For
here
that.
she is. What is happening, Amanda? Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Oh,
Yeah, are
man.
you
So,
enjoying the show so far?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. This is great. It's great to see all the familiar faces and even new faces.
right. And we got a bunch of Amanda shops on here. We've got like Jesse Parks was on here, and we've got Steve Olson and a bunch of these Lexus high performers and more that I'm sure are sitting in the group right now. So, Amanda, this is absolutely awesome. Tell us some of the new stuff that's happening over at Lexus in the collision program.
Before you start that, though, I also want to shout out my master graduate team, 284, if some of them are on the
Ooh,
call. So
there you go.
Oh,
I went
I
through
know
in
it's
December.
we
So
got some
very,
Discover leadership people on the
very
call,
excited
huh?
about that. Yeah. Yeah.
no
Just
kidding.
like one of Bobby's people were in my group. So it's awesome to see them.
That's
So,
amazing.
but Lexus. So, I mean, we're growing more than ever right now. We've kind of changed our strategy and we're really educating the dealer more, educating the guests more about the importance of collision. We're really seeing the dealer understand the importance of collision parts. So we've kind of changed our strategy and we're working with things a little more open than a nomination process.
That's amazing. You
Yeah.
know, I was just with Tim Doyle. I think I saw him on the call earlier here. And, crazy story
Love him.
actually. I flew into DC and I land, and like 20 minutes later, my phone's ringing and it's Tim. He's freaking out. He's like, "Are you okay?" Literally, that plane that crashed was like
Oh
just a
my
couple planes
gosh.
behind mine. Yeah, it was
No
like it
way.
missed it by about probably a half hour, 20 minutes, something like that.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
crazy. It was
Ryan.
that close. But anyway, so I got to sit in and boy, the stuff and the compliments we get about you, Amanda, out there making things happen in the Lexus world is truly amazing. So
I try. I do what I can.
yeah, we appreciate you digging in and helping these shops out. So I think it's exciting that the program is growing and it's
Mhm.
accelerating. What can we expect from like our when we look at the network, you've got obviously dealer shops, you've got independent shops. What does that mixture
Mhm.
look like today?
Right now, it's more independents than dealers. We'd have about 54 dealer shops out of our 191 right now.
Okay.
So it's typically a little more independent heavy, but this new independent process has also brought on some dealers that were maybe on the tipping point, right? They're like, oh, what about this? So,
Yeah. I'm really interested, Amanda. I've always thought of ever since Lexus, came into the world, I've always thought of them as a real premium brand. It's like you know, how do you instill and what do you look for in a shop that's going to be able to represent that brand from like an independent shop standpoint?
mhm. So we stick to our Lexus like standards. So, like a clean and professional lobby, as simple as that. But also guest experience. Like we really want above and beyond guest experience when the guests arrive. Like how are you greeting them? What's your intake process? All of that. We have our standard tool and equipment requirements, just like Toyota does, but really look and feel of the environment for the guests, the
Mhm.
communication style with the guests. That's really where we bring the luxury
How do you
experience.
how do you how do you ensure that in your shops, if you don't mind me asking? Do you
Yeah,
go out and beat them with a big stick, or do you have like an auditing
yeah.
process?
That's what we do.
A stick?
No.
Yep.
Stick.
So when they first apply, they do like a photo journal is what we call it. It's a self-assessment, so they send us a bunch of pictures so we get to see their shop and all that. And that's really like the first way we vet them. And then if it's things like furniture or ceiling tiles that need to be replaced, we work with them to, give them some time to purchase new things. Because we don't want to deny people just because they didn't buy a new couch last year. So we work with them to get them up to their standards with their consultations.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I like that. So there's a lot of shop. I love your program. I know there's a lot of shops that still want to be on it. What do they
Absolutely.
need? Tell us a little bit more about the onboarding process. What do they got to do? How do they qualify, first of all?
Mhm. So anybody can apply. LexusCollisionCenters.com, anybody can apply. what's going to make you a better candidate than others or make you stand out better than others is a dealer relationship. Like if you have that dealer relationship, whether it's a parts relationship, service relationship, that's huge because then it makes my job a little easier. But it also is all about, you know, location, location, location. Like we're being very slow and steady with our growth process because oh no, Jesse's on the call. I gotta watch what I
Yeah,
say.
no, that's it. End of call. Jesse's here.
No, but we're slow and steady on our growth process because we never want to oversaturate a market with Lexus shops. So sometimes you might be a great fit, but somebody down the street was as well, and they got to us first. So yeah, that's really what helps you qualify.
So so would a dealer actually reach out to you guys for a shop, or is it just about you're going to call the dealer and find out what kind of relationship you've got with somebody that's applied?
Yeah. So if a dealer reaches out to me, that's huge. That's paramount. That really gives me way more to work with the area.
There's a little
But
tip for you guys out there.
That's right.
but um, it's not required. So you can go, you can apply, and then I do the work on the back end to figure out who you're working with. I can see, you know, your wholesale parts and see if you're buying parts and how many parts you're buying from our collisions or from our dealers. I'm sorry. So that helps as well.
Yeah,
It's
thank
huge.
you
I
for
mean,
that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's exciting. I think is Katie and Tyler Smith, are they on your program too? I think so, right?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course
they
they
were
are.
on earlier. Yeah, I thought so.
Yes.
I'm like 99% sure
I
they're
love
sluggers
them.
and they've got an outstanding experience. So yeah, they're amazing. So
They're so
yeah,
great.
just I mean, it's the caliber, like the type of shop that you have is truly impressive. But it comes down, I think, that aniseed, that guest experience is
Mhm.
crucial to you, right? It's not just about the equipment, it's not just about what's going on. It's that customer, that guest experience is really important to you. And I think that really helps you stand out. One of the things around that guest experience that comes to mind
Mhm.
is even the Lexus Rental Program, which I think is truly cool. And a lot of people don't know about it. I mean, I want to shout this from the rooftops. It's a kind of a cool program. Can you talk about how you're doing that for your shops?
Yeah, it's unique. So it is the rental cars do come from our Lexus loaner fleet. So they're coming from a dealer. So you do need to partner with a dealer, but independents qualify for it as well. And then they get an allotted amount of cars to keep on site, even at the body shop, on some of our offsite body shops, for the guests to get in a loaner. You work with your dealer to figure out, you know, the logistics as far as your cost and all of that. It's really up to you guys, because there's different state and city regulations, so we leave it up to them. But it's a great way. I mean, it's as you said, a guest experience. Plus, it's convenient for the guests. It's also a great conquest tool. Sorry if anybody else is on here. Sorry, Rivian, I saw Casey. But yeah, it's a great conquest tool for us because we can put somebody who may be in the shop for their BMW repair, but we can put them in a Lexus and show them what it's about.
Love it. Love that
Yeah.
stuff. So, just kind of a final parting thought for shops that are out there listening to this about Lexus and what you're doing. What can we do as body shops to work closer with OEMs, with Lexus? What can we do to, help you guys out in OEM world?
I think I want to echo what the last guy said is like stay close to us, bother us, give us feedback, tell us what you need from us. We can't always do everything that is asked of us, but I personally encourage that feedback and I want to grow and help you guys grow. So
100%. Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. As always, you're just full of energy, and we really appreciate all that you're doing to help us shops. So
thank you. Thank you guys so
Thank you,
much.
Amanda.